Imagine the scent of the first spark, the moment that turned strangers into a people. At the dawn of our story, a small band of humans walked out of Africa, their footprints trailing toward a new horizon. Think of an imagined ancestor warming her hands by a fire as the first stories rose with the heat. Fire conquered fear, language wove memory into myth, and cooperation carried us beyond the bonds of kin. As the great ice sheets retreated and the first crops took root, we learned to stay. In a sun-baked river valley, a clay tablet records a simple debt of barley, the world's first receipt, a binding promise between neighbors. From such promises, cities grew. Fields fed walls, walls protected laws, and laws gave rise to rulers. But with surplus came new questions about justice, purpose, and our place in the cosmos. In South Asia, seekers taught compassion. In China, Confucius urged duty and balance. In Athens, thinkers prized reason and debate. And across the Middle East, prophetic voices bound communities together with covenant and mercy. These ideas became a universal language, allowing strangers to trust one another across vast deserts and seas, building empires on shared stories and sacred laws. Along the Silk Roads, a single peppercorn could pay a man's wage, and a rumor could sway a royal court. Monsoon winds stitched the Indian Ocean into a single neighborhood, making distant ports feel close. The sound of camel bells marked the trans-Saharan paths, where salt was traded for gold, and where ideas and diseases found new passage. Our markets, our languages, and even our immunities still trace these ancient routes. By the 15th century, these arteries of a growing world were about to be joined. Bold mariners would soon connect the hemispheres with nothing but sails and nerve, and the global web would tighten as never before. History accelerates. In a soot-stained London workshop, a piston hisses, measuring the world in power and profit. Across Paris, salons hum with radical new arguments about reason and rights. A new kind of sovereignty is born as subjects begin to imagine themselves as citizens. Yet this age of progress forged its own chains. Coal and steam built an energy regime that reshaped work, cities, and warfare. Was it progress or a new kind of cage? Empires expanded, peoples resisted, and across Africa, Asia, and the Americas, lives and maps were violently redrawn. 2 world wars shattered illusions of inevitable progress. A tide of decolonization swept the globe, even as a long, cold standoff split alliances and dreams. From the struggles for civil rights and social justice, our institutions began to bend toward a wider, more inclusive human story. The old patterns return, now at a breathtaking speed. Global trade and culture accelerate on new silk roads of code and cargo. The digital revolution rewires our attention, while climate strain and pandemics test our ability to cooperate. The legacies of this long history are written into your daily work, your borders, your very identity. It matters because the story is not over. Power tilts, the planet tests our limits, and we are still learning how to live together. This is the history we all carry, the story we are all writing right now.